Hello, I'm Anadi from SoundsOrange.com, and today I'm speaking from the heart with Alison Murtough. Welcome, Alison.
Hi, Anadi. It's lovely to be here.
It's fabulous to have you here, actually. It's really great. I'd like to speak to you about your book, Elusive Love.
Yeah.
I've read your book, full of amazing insights, so can you tell us what inspired you to write it?
I wasn't actually inspired to write a book, but from the channeling that happened out of the blue, completely by surprise, the book is itself an inspiration, and it had to be recorded. All the messages had to be recorded. So that's what it is. It's a collection of wisdom and insights to enable people to wake up, basically.
Fantastic, and it really is a book full of insights. When you mentioned channeling, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, I was taking a group. I was a self-development group with meditation. We'd meet every week, and that had been going on for a few years. And then out of the blue, one evening, my body started shaking, and it was another consciousness entered into me, and I didn't quite know what was happening. And I began speaking in a different voice. My features changed, and the information that came through that this consciousness was speaking about was absolutely amazing. And I was directed to record everything. So that's how the book came about, because every week we'd meet and the same thing would happen after the meditation, or sometimes during the meditation. I'd go into this altered state, just comfortably slip into it. It wasn't a problem. I didn't have to try to do it. It would just come after meditating. And I've recorded all the wisdom that's come through since then.
And that's made up the book? Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you say this took you completely by surprise?
It did. It did.
It's not something you were working on or trying to develop?
Not at all. No.
Wow.
No. It completely came out of the blue. I'd been to see Mother Mira exactly a week before this happened. And I'd been for my darshan, and I'd walked away, and in my head, it was like, oh, what on earth did I come? Nothing's happened. I didn't feel a thing. And I sat down. And it's like I closed my eyes and was meditating. I'm very visual when I meditate. And I saw like rings around me, like metal rings. And there were 4, and they just popped open. And I went up like a rocket in light and just totally exploded in light. It was amazing. So a week later, this channeling started.
And you think that's...
that was some sort of opening then, because
Right.
it was so profound. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So,
Great experience.
Yeah.
So when you're in the channeling, when you are channeling,
Yeah.
I mean, what are you feeling? What are the sensations? What's going on for you?
It's really blissful. It's really blissful. It's almost like I'm an observer, but I can feel the energy that's coming through me. So although I'm not having anything to do with the information that's coming through, I'm listening to it. And sometimes there's kind of pauses, and I know that he's looking for a word, and I'm thinking in the background, I know what he wants to say. I can't interfere. It's like I'm just really listening, and I'm not frozen, but I'm not able to put my take on it.
Right. So you're actually in the position of an observer.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
But I'm immersed in the energy, which is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen you channeling, and
Yeah.
and you can see that there is something else going on.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, it's radiating from you. You know. And
Yeah. Everybody in the room, whenever I do individual sessions or public events, everybody feels it.
Right. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you say when he comes through.
Yeah.
This is the entity or the consciousness that you call master.
Yeah, it's really difficult to talk about as just collective consciousness, which it is. And I say he, and it's not a he. at all. It is collective consciousness. It's the intelligence that we are born from and are at the same time.
Right. Wow. Great gift to have, to be able to experience
it's
that.
an honour. It really is. Absolute honour.
Yeah. You look like you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I love it.
So is it something you can, when I say slip into at will? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Lucky you. So I know that you also do spiritual healing sessions with people, don't you?
Yeah, I've been doing that for, give my age away, over 30 years.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
And
so,
can you just elaborate on what the spiritual healing that you do is?
Well, I started off spiritual healing in a spiritual church, but I was meditating there, so I developed my gifts of healing. I already could do the healing, and then I found this place, and then I developed. After that, I did lots of courses. I've done sacred geometry courses, vortex healing, and various other things. But because I was rapidly developing in my own way, I went beyond everything any course I've done. It's gone way beyond that. So for me to call it anything, I've gone back to spiritual healing.
Right.
So it kind of sounds basic, but it's not. It's beyond anything else. And as I said before, I'm really visual. So when I'm working on somebody, it's like I'm watching a film. I totally see everything from their past, karmic stuff, work very shamanically. So it's constantly working on the images, into the chakras, anything you can think of, I do it.
And by chakras, you mean the energy centres?
The energy centres, yeah. Each energy centre holds specific information, and when I'm working over a chakra, I will perceive what that is through images, like you have dream images. I'll be able to see what's going on there and then correct it.
Right. Wow.
Release traumas and stuff like that.
Very interesting that you can see what people have been through when you're doing your healing.
Well, it's not invasive. I'm not invading somebody's personal life because, as I said, they're like dream images, so they're only symbolic. They're not actually, minute by minute account of what they've been through.
Right, I understand. Yeah. So, I mean, what led you to doing this 30 years ago in the first place? Because obviously not everyone has this gift, right?
Well, that again came out of the blue. A friend of mine used to have migraines, and he was desperate with the pain and asked me to do something. And I said, what on earth do you want me to do? And he wanted me to squeeze his head. So I put my hands on his head, and I was absolutely bored with him moaning about his headache. So I just closed my eyes, and just light streamed in. And he said, what are you doing? And his migraine went. And so I realised then I could get rid of people's headaches, and that's when it started.
Wow.
So that was by mistake as well.
That's often the way though, isn't it?
Yeah. Because when you're young, I didn't know anything about this stuff.
Maybe it wasn't so widely available in people's awareness. It's only in recent years that it's become
more acceptable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially with the internet, it's all over, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how does your channeling affect your healing? Does that have any sort of interplay at all?
It does. When I'm healing, the consciousness, which is collective consciousness, master, comes through and will talk to me, will do the healing. So it's made it a lot more powerful.
Is that on individual sessions, or is that also when you're in
a
group?
Both. Yeah, it'll come through on the individual sessions, because I find when I'm working on in a healing situation, I can get a lot more in-depth work done. I like to focus on that. If I'm in a group, the healing can be done in an instant. But I don't like to focus too much on healing because I've got a room full of other people there that wanting their questions answered. Right. So I have to keep a good balance with it.
Right, I understand that, yeah. I understand that. And you were saying that you have a new book?
I have,
almost ready to go.
Yeah, and the information just floods through. So, yeah, the second book is called Forget Amnesia. I almost forgot the title.
Oh, fantastic. Forget Amnesia. What was the title again? It was great. And it's more of the same of Elusive Love, or is it sort of...
I would say it's expanded on, it's deeper, more profound messages.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, fantastic.
Really excited about this one.
Are you?
Mm.
Yeah, great,
Yeah.
great. I'm excited. I look forward to reading it, you know. So, if you could, in, say, a paragraph or a sentence, put your message to the world or with what you do, what would that be?
Oh, with what I do? Oh. Well, Master's always telling people not to worry. So...
Good advice.
You know, what's that song? Don't worry, be happy.
Yeah. That's it. That's brilliant. That is great. Ah, what a message to the world. Don't worry, be happy.
It's the fear that is blocking us from our happiness.
Absolutely.
And the whole of society is always feeding that fear, and we've got to really wake up to that.
Absolutely.
And this is what Master's message, a lot of it is telling us how to do that, showing us what's going on, how to use the mind, how to awaken to self. And it's like, just by reading it, something wakes up in you. You don't have to work at doing anything. There's no exercises. It's just these light bulb moments like that.
Right. I think this is the time for these sorts of books and this sort of education and encouragement, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because things definitely seem to be happening a lot faster now, don't they? You know.
Yeah.
So, online resources, people that would like to find out more about what you do, do you have any online resources or any resources at all?
Well, I've got a website.
Fantastic.
voicesofthesoul.com.
voicesofthesoul.com.
And you can find my book there. You can have a look at a few excerpts of live videos.
Fantastic.
And you can find out about events, group events.
Brilliant, brilliant. Alison, it's been an amazing pleasure. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Anadi.
Yay, brilliant.
I look forward to speaking to you again.
Yeah, well...
with my next book and my next book and my next book.
That's right, let's do it. Brilliant. Thanks a lot, Alison.
Okay, thanks a lot.